This is concerning. Oh, okay, we're good on the English side. Looks like we are sharing. And then on the Spanish side, we're still loading. Ucha, can you share your screen, please?
Yes.
And then I will close out of my other stuff so that I can have the slides up and share after we finish. Okay.
Mayu, do you want to make me co-host so I can spotlight?
Yes.
Before you do that.
Let me do that right now. More co-host. And while we're doing this, Stelina and Deborah, welcome to our lovely evening. And just wanted to kind of go over the logistics. We'll go over the agenda and some logistical stuff at the beginning, and then present a photo voice award to a youth who submitted artwork. And then Stelina, I'll introduce you. And then before I move on, I would just want to double check on pronunciation. Is it Stelina Villarreal?
Stelina Villarreal.
Villarreal.
Perfect.
Okay, great. And then Deborah, is it Deborah D.E.E.P Mouton?
Deborah D.E.E.P Mouton.
Mouton, got it. Okay. And I'll introduce y'all each, and it's Stelina, you're gonna go, and then we'll have another photo voice award, and then Deborah will introduce you. And after each introduction, Katie will put a spotlight on you so that instead of seeing the slides, folks will see you performing.
So at a certain point, does the go live, like, does it stop buffering or?
The go live, this is just buffering while it waits for a stream. And so I think it's a restream thing. So go ahead and go back to restream. I know this is frustrating, but I think it's gotta be a restream thing. Go ahead and toggle off the screen that you have right now. And then go back to share screen. And actually, let's double check that we're on the right channel. Go ahead and go back to the original home screen for Restream. Yeah, it's gotta be right. And can you click on it? Actually, I'm wondering what oh wait, no, that has to be right. Okay, and then save.
Oh, it says, please restart your broadcast to apply the changes.
Well, that's not good. Close out of Restream, I guess, and apply changes.
So
go ahead and close Restream, because I don't know if that means I don't quite know what that means. So let's go back to restream. I wonder if it's still connected to your other stream. Oh, hold on, it's low. Oh, no, it's not.
It says sending data under the title.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just joining us tonight for our virtual community workshop for Precinct 2 Parks and Trails Plan, we're just getting through a little technical glitch to get our Spanish translation, Spanish version of the community workshop up and running on YouTube. We'll get started here in just a minute. Thanks for your patience.
Ucha, can you open the link to the other stream that you were connected to? Because there's a chance that this is still streaming to the old one and not the new one.
What do you mean open a link? Like close the browser?
No, so for originally this one was connected to another YouTube event.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just see if it's streaming there? Because it might be, because I don't want to press finish on your restream, but we might have to in order to connect to the real event, because it might be streaming to the wrong place right now.
So it was just streaming to the channel is what it looked like. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's streaming to the previous tests.
Okay.
Oh, it is streaming to test 2.
Okay. Yeah, so this is streaming right now to test 2.
No, that's an old stream. It's not streaming anywhere.
Okay. What we might have to do is create a quick new stream, finish this, create a new stream, and then let the 4 folks who are waiting for the Spanish stream know to migrate to the other stream.
Okay, so hit finish and then
hit finish. Yep. Finish the stream. And then let's double check and see if we can actually go live on the real link that we have up right now before we start a new stream.
Got it.
Cadence, I'm going to make you an attendee so you can post on the Q&A.
I know there's about 11 folks watching us on our English stream for this story time, our Parks and Trails in Precinct 2 virtual community workshop. We're about to get going here in just a moment, so thanks for your patience. Appreciate it. It looks like we're streaming on the Spanish one now.
Yes, we are. Awesome.
Great.
Okay, everyone, thank you for your patience and sorry about that. We'll get started right away. Some new technology we're trying to master here. Give me 1 second and I'll share my screen. Thank you, Ucha. All right. Is everyone able to see my screen? I see some head nodding. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Mayu Takeda, and I'll be your host today for Storytime, a community workshop on our parks and trails in Precinct 2. This will be a bilingual event with Spanish and English speakers. We have attendees watching on YouTube via English and Spanish, and for folks on Zoom, we have special instructions for accessing the event in Spanish or English. So I'll hand it over to Jose Eduardo from Tecolot to explain.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. In a moment, you'll see a little pop-up on the bottom of your screen if you're joining us from your computer or laptop. That's going to have a little globe that says interpretation. Click there and select the language in which you would like to listen and participate during the workshop. If you are joining via your phone, go click on the three little dots that are on the bottom corner of your phone. You'll see more options for interpretation. Click there. Again, select the language you'd like to listen in, and then click done or done in the corner so that the setting is received, and you'll be all set. We'll be doing all the work behind the scenes. Don't worry. And thank you again. Buenas tardes a todos. Si el día de hoy, gracias por acompañarnos. El día de hoy vamos a tener interpretación. Si en un momentito van a ver un globito que va a aparecer en la parte de abajo de su pantalla, escojan el idioma, hagan clic y escojan el idioma en el que les gustaría participar y escuchar el día de hoy. Si se están conectando por su teléfono móvil, pueden hacer clic en los tres puntitos de abajo en su pantalla, seleccionar interpretación de idiomas y pueden escoger el idioma de nuevo. Asegúrense de hacer clic en finalizado para que se entre su selección. Nosotros haremos todo lo demás en nuestra parte. De nuevo, gracias por acompañarnos.
Great. I'm going to pause my share so I can enable the language and okay, so for folks who need translation, go ahead and click on the interpretation button and click Spanish. Or if you'd like to stay on the English channel, you can select English. And we are on our way. Great. So just going over some logistics during this webinar, all participants except for panelists will be muted to minimize disruptions. If you have any questions during the event, please ask them. If you are watching via YouTube, you can use the live chat function. And if you have joined us on Zoom, you can ask them using the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. We will try to answer some of your questions tonight at the end of the event, but we will make sure to address them if we don't get to them and post our answers on the website at precinct2parksandtrails.com. And you can see the web link at the top left corner of the screen. It's www.pct2parksandtrails.com. So tonight, we'll provide a brief project overview, celebrate the creativity of young people in Precinct 2 who submitted their artwork for the Photo Voice Art Contest, and we'll hear from renowned local artists to help us envision our past, present, and futures of the parks and trails of our communities in Precinct 2. After we see and hear from the artists in our communities, we will have a communal mapping exercise where we will ask you about your memories and your dreams for the Parks and Trails Precinct 2 as attendees. At the end of the event, we'll answer questions and provide you with next steps on how to stay engaged. Today, we are really very excited to have with us two artists and activists, Stalina Villarreal and D.E.E.P. MOUTON, who will be performing their works about parks and trails. We hope their performance will inspire you and to share your stories as well. Today's meeting is led by Asakura Robinson, an urban planning and landscape architecture firm, and Tecolot, a collective of interpreters and language justice organizers. Katie Coyne is the project manager for the Precinct 2 Parks and Trails Plan from Asaka Robinson, and she'll give a brief presentation of what the project is in a moment. Jose Eduardo Sanchez is the interpreter for today's event and is also our community engagement lead for the project. Carolina Ramos is also the community engagement lead for the Parks and Trails Plan. And for those of you watching in the Spanish YouTube stream, she is also the moderator for your live chat. And I'm Maya Takeda, and I'm assisting Katie with this project as a deputy project manager for the Parks and Trails Plan. Now I'll hand it over to Katie, who will go over the goals and outcomes for the Precinct 2 Parks and Trails Plan.
Thanks so much, Mayu. Like she said, my name is Katie Coyne. I'm the project manager for the project. Just want to do a really quick project overview. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. This is a monumental effort on the part of the Commissioner of Precinct 2 and Precinct 2 and county staff that we're really excited to help facilitate this future vision for parks in Precinct 2. So go ahead, go to the next one. So the main goal of this project is to improve trails to meet the community needs. Oh, I think someone's not muted. So the main objective, the main goal of this project is really to look to improve parks and trails to meet the community needs now and into the future. So we're really looking forward to hearing more about your stories, hearing more about your input to help us understand what's important to you in the future of your parks and trails. Right now, we're about a third to midway through this process. We've done a really extensive mapping analysis to really look at where parks investments should be focused to have the most impact on your community. We've done extensive engagement so far and have an entire phase 2 engagement plan that we're going to be carrying through to the new year. And we're looking at starting to develop recommendations for the entire system of parks and trails, in addition to individual recommendations for all parks within the precinct. Next one. So really just 3 expected plan outcomes that are kind of the big products that we're really working on developing. The first one is a draft trail map that we're working on this month to plug into the larger bike and trail planning that's happening at a county scale. In December, we're going to be producing a priority parks plan. So the commissioner has voiced how important investing in parks is throughout Precinct 2, and so what they're really looking for and what we really want to hear from community is in the parks that are going to have the most impact, that need the most attention, that are the highest priority for community, based on your input and based on our mapping analysis. That's where we're going to really create those recommendations for those priority parks by December. And then by next June, we'll have a comprehensive parks plan that, again, looks at the entire system of parks and trails and also provides recommendations for individual parks throughout the precinct. And I'll hand it back to Mayu to take us forward. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Katie. So in September, we called on young people in Precinct 2 to submit photos, videos, and visual art to tell a story about what they liked about Precinct 2 and what their hopes and dreams were for the parks in their communities. We've chosen 3 of the top submissions, and we're really happy to showcase them here tonight. The 3 winners of the Photo Voice Award will also be receiving a cash prize. And now we'll introduce the first winner. So congratulations to Valerie Sorto. She provided us with an inspirational image that she created using her creativity and photo editing skills. We can tell she put in a lot of effort, and we love the aspirational image of her dream park. And we hope to keep this image in mind as we design the future parks of Precinct 2. Congratulations, Valerie, and thank you so much for sharing your dream park with us. Now, I would like to introduce our first storyteller, Stelina Villarreal. Stelina lives as a rhyming slogan creative activist, and she is a Mexican writer who identifies as Chicana and is a student in the creative writing program at the University of Houston. Her poetry has been published in the Rio Grande Review, Texas Review, Spoon River Poetry Review, Defunct Magazine, and the Acentos Review. She is a co-author of an article in the book Chicana Movidas. She has translated Luis Alberto Arellano, Minerva Reynosa, Marciela Guerrero, and others into English. And please welcome Stelina Villarreal.
Gracias. Este es mi cuento y se llama El regreso al parque. En el estanque de Herman Brown Park nadaban las truchas arcoíris y los bagres. La senda daba vueltas de cartografías dibujadas por el sol y la sombra. Los niños jugaban béisbol mientras me caí de la bicicleta y me quedé tirada sobre el suelo escuchando mis oídos que zumbaban. Luego el canto del pájaro sonaba como una alarma para levantarme por la mañana. Empecé a caminar con mi bici el resto del camino y respiraba con el mantra del optimismo. Mañana mejorará todo. El siguiente día decidí regresar al parque y solo caminar. Una mujer se acercó y me preguntó, ¿puedo caminar contigo? Le avisé que sí y me contó que le daba miedo caminar sola. Nos pusimos de acuerdo y cada mañana nos reuníamos para caminar juntas. Me contaba todo el chisme sobre su vida romántica, hasta cómo su novio le pegaba. Yo le urgía que era mejor ser soltera y sana, pero nunca me hizo caso. Lo amo, ella insistía como una estadística. Me preguntó que por qué no le contaba sobre mi propia vida romántica. Después de haber escuchado sus dichos homofóbicos, no quise decirle que una mujer me había roto el corazón. Solo mencioné que trabajaba y estudiaba demasiado y que por eso era soltera. Aún no quise platicarle sobre mis experiencias con hombres porque el primer día que la conocí, ella me había contado cuáles mujeres del parque estaban estreñidas y yo no quería ese nivel de rumores circulando. Un día se despidió porque se iba a mudar a otro barrio y fue la última vez que la vi. Las dos traíamos sombreros para protegernos del solazo del verano. Con gusto me cambié el estilo de moda para ponerme un casco y regresé a mi ritual solitario de ciclista. La noche anterior había llovido y todavía olía a lodo. Se me había olvidado ponerme repelente de insectos. Los mosquitos me estaban atacando. Pasé por donde estaba una madre regañando a su hijo por haber tirado la basura en el suelo en lugar del bote de basura. ¿Qué es lo que alguien debe de hacer en un parque? ¿Qué es lo que pertenece en un parque? Familias e individuos comiendo, jugando, caminando, ciclando y practicando los deportes, campos de deportes, juegos del parque infantil, mesas y bancos para los picnics, no cadáveres. Pero en el 2011 los policías descubrieron los huesos de Víctor Figueroa Núñez y en el 2019 encontraron a un hombre muerto después del traumatismo craneal. ¿Quién es capaz de esa violencia horrenda? ¿Fue por el odio? Me acordaba de la mujer que caminaba conmigo, porque ella sacaba su navaja cada vez que pasaba un hombre que traía una sudadera con capucha. ¿Fue por el miedo? El verdadero asusto era nocturno, así que era bueno que los parques estaban cerrados por la noche. Me encantaba ir después del amanecer, cuando el cielo mostraba sus colores llamativos, pero a veces también regresaba por la tarde para ver las familias. Ese otoño hubo una reunión familiar en Herman Brown Park. Los parientes de Filadelfia trajeron un pie de tomate, simplemente salsa de tomate y azúcar sobre pan. El resto de la familia trajo carne y pollo para asar. En el 2011, la ciudad de Houston había prohibido asar en los parques por la sequía. Pero ya había pasado varios años de humedad ambiental, incluso las inundaciones del huracán Harvey. Como anticipaba el pronóstico de ese día, el cielo estaba parcialmente nublado y el humo de la parrilla subía y tocaba las nubes. Como vegetariana, solo comí el pie de tomate, elote y postre. Todo hubiera sido tranquilo salvo que me había rapado y entonces me regañaron los parientes. Según mi abuelo, las mujeres son bonitas porque tienen el pelo largo y los hombres son feos porque tienen el pelo corto. Mi tío me preguntó si me había rapado por haber tenido piojos. Le expliqué que mi decisión fue de moda. Una tía me preguntó si tenía cáncer. Un primo me dijo que parecía que había salido del Holocausto y me quejé porque eso no es cosa de risa. Era un evento inolvidable. En el invierno no solía ir al parque porque era friolenta. El aire del departamento era estéril. Extrañaba el viento acariciando mi cuerpo, las hojas de los árboles bailando en el aire, los pájaros cantando, ya que me cansaba de las canciones de mi teléfono y me chocaban los anuncios de Spotify. En total, que hacer ejercicio adentro era requete aburrido. Llegó la primavera y en mi pesadilla un chupacabras había matado animales en el parque. Desperté a la realidad que el coronavirus era la peor pesadilla. Durante la pandemia ya no había fiestas con piñatas. Para mi cumpleaños, mi hermano gemelo y yo nos reunimos en Herman Brown Park. Comimos juntos pero separados, ya que las mesas y bancos eran más de 2 metros largos. Hablábamos fuerte para escucharnos. Como decía mi abuelo, es un año más que he vivido y un año menos que tengo que vivir. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Stolina. That was beautiful. And we will be providing the English translation for the story after the event, and we'll be posting it on the website. Thank you so much for that. I think that was a great opportunity for folks who haven't experienced being in another language at a meeting to kind of experience that. So thank you so much for that. Okay. So next, we'd like to recognize the talents of another youth in Precinct 2 who submitted their artwork to the Photo Voice contest. Congratulations to Edgar Reyes, who wanted to celebrate the beauty of nature and the skies in Precinct 2. We were impressed by his ability to capture the natural elements in his community and the way it frames the daily landscapes of his communities. Edgar submitted an artist statement with his images, which I'll read now. My photos signify peace. When you look at my pictures, you can imagine and feel peace within yourself. As for me, I feel happy and calm because those pictures show where and what I call home. Most of all, my pictures are of the sky and beautiful views. Thank you, Edgar, for sharing your peaceful and beautiful images with us, and congratulations on your Photo Voice Award. Now, I would like to introduce our second storyteller, Deborah D.E.E.P. MOUTON.
Hello.
Hello, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. You are. I'm going to give a quick intro and then go ahead and spotlight you after that. Deborah is an internationally known writer, educator, activist, and poet laureate emeritus of Houston, Texas. Formerly ranked the #2 best female performance poet in the world, her work has appeared in Houston Noir by Akashek Press, Black Girl Magic by Haymarket Books, and Fjord's Journal, and on such platforms as NPR, BBC, ABC, Apple News, Blavity, Upworthy, and across the TEDx circuit. She has served as a contributing writer to Texas Monthly and Glamour magazine. Her most recent poetry collection, Newsworthy, was named a finalist for the 2019 Writers League of Texas Book Award and an honorable mention for the Summer League Book Prize. Please welcome Deborah D.E.E.P. MOUTON.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here talking about parks today. So let's get into the story. Back when love was young and my now husband and I couldn't afford to do more than share a dinner entree at a local restaurant, we used to look for inexpensive ways to connect. Most times it meant lighting tea lights around our heatless home or renting unwatchable Redbox movies just to cringe and laugh at ridiculous plot lines. But in the Houston spring, There is no better place to be than outside. Out where the cicadas start to sing and the soft breeze pushes the leaves into a gentle hush. We found solace in the freedom in that wide open air. We found closeness in the gentle chill before a sweltering summer. He would often pick me up from work with a blanket under his arm. He would grab my hand and ask me to walk in the soft air. It wasn't long before we stumbled upon a small park with sprawling trees, the ones that looked like they reached some giant's lair or some golden goose. The quilt of grass stretched for seemed like a mile. Bamboo built itself into a border on the horizon, and the trees reached their arms into canopy over us. One even held a little red swing. We would watch as parents of barely toddling children would put their little ones on and swing them back and forth. We would laugh and dream of making our own generations. Our favorite tree had branches so long that they reached the ground. It mimicked a grandmother's elbow resting on the soil as if to cradle her soft and tired cheek. We would climb up in it and laugh, and the world would stop. That place became our park. And anytime the world slowed down enough for bills or work, we would find romance there. In the crook of her arm, under the canopy swell, we would fall in love over and over again. We didn't visit long before we were married, and it seemed like even less time until my belly held its own seed. It swelled like a giant peach, and I ripened into mother. We were across town by then and hardly had a minute to slow down. It seemed like every moment held something that needed to be handled or put together or answered. Like every second held a pulsing speed, and we were just along for the ride. Our lives were changing, and we remembered that every time we laid in bed and watched our daughter's behind slide from one rib to another. Soon there would be no more time for just the two of us, and we needed a pause. I knew I wanted to hold every moment sacred, stop time and breathe in who we were becoming. So I made a plan. I decided to photograph all that was to come, and I knew exactly where I wanted to remember this love, this swelling beacon of all we were to be. Our park. We packed a bag with snacks for all of my pregnant urges and tossed on a circle skirt and a shirt that stretched to its limits over my large orb of belly. We danced around the trees at first, sunlight breaking across our faces. We fingered bamboo and held hands as our child leapt against my skin. We laughed and found our way to grandmother's arm. I remember him trying to hoist me up into the tree, how I held onto his shoulder and her elbow, how I looked into his eyes under the canopy and knew I wasn't going to make it. But time still stopped, and the shutter of camera caught us for a glimpse, young and expecting and in love. Since then, they have pruned back grandmother's arm. Something about the health of the tree. The red swing has aged and splintered. The open park is now filled with roaming dogs and silence. But still, I remember how the canopy was our first cradle, our only safe space, how we knew then all we would be, and how 10 years later, when we drive by it and wonder, we look at each other and whisper, our park, before telling our children the story of how their parents fell in love.
Thank you so much for that. That was beautiful. Yeah, thank you. We hope to, in the process of planning the future of the parks and trails, to create spaces like the one that Deborah talked about in her story. Great. All right. So this will be our final Photo Voice Award that we'll be handing out today. Congratulations to Sergio Rodriguez, whose picture captures what he hopes will be the spirit of future parks in Precinct 2. We had a chance to talk with Sergio, who shared his dreams and his process for capturing this image.
one of my counselors said get a chance to win $50, and I was like, I'm interested in this, and it said it will end on October 4th, and I was like, I should do it on. I did it on Sunday, I think. I think on Monday, or I think on Saturday, I applied that. And if you want to know how to take the picture, I was like on the Houston city, and I saw like a pond with like little ducks and with a fountain on it. I was like, it could be good for the picture, and so I took one, and it came out beautiful. So I was like, this should be good for the picture. I hope that they'll feel like sunshine, like something, so like the picture can like feel itself, you know. Dream Park will have like little like slides, and I just want like little kids to enjoy it. That's not much. I can have like a gym there. The fees are like $5 or something like that, and soccer training, baseball training, basketball training. Yeah, that's kind of my dream park, and it's also basketball. So yeah. My favorite part about my artwork, it was kind of the ducks, because I kind of like them right there. My editing process was that I put a little brightness in so the sun can shine a bit, and it came out good. I think young people in Precinct 2 want, like, I think more fun and some more slides, you know, something that's safe for them.
All right. Thanks, Sergio, for sharing your vision and dream for our parks, as well as your creative process. We hope you're feeling inspired to share your own stories, and we're going to switch gears now to communal mapping. So it's really your turn to share your stories about parks and trails. We'll do a quick demonstration first, so you'll know how to walk through it before we jump in. We'll be using the Co-Urbanized Mapping website. You can see here that we have the outline of Precinct 2 with some pins dropped already. This is the lighter color here, that's the outline for Precinct 2. And you can see some of the pins. And we would love for you to add your own pins to tell us your thoughts and share your stories. We have several pins you can choose from. So here's I have a memory here to share pin, and you can drop that pin to share a memory you have with a park or a trail. I have an idea for this park, which is a pin you can drop to tell us about your idea for things you want to see there. In my dream, this park would, so you can kind of tell us about improvements you want to see in a park. I wish there was a park here. There's a pin you can drop if you feel like there's a park that's missing. And you can also add other comments as well. And so to do this, we're going to direct you to the link in a moment, but you'll go to the link and then you'll click on comment on the map, which will be on the left-hand side of the screen. And a red pin will pop up. And so you'll drag that red pin to the correct location, moving the map around, zooming in and zooming out using the plus and minus signs. And then click yes once you have placed the pin where you want it. Then once your pin is in the location where you want it, type your comment in the box on the left. I'm just going to note that the pin is going to be red until this next step. So you'll type your comment and then you'll select the category. So I have a memory here to share, etc., which you'll be able to select. And then after that, that'll change the color of the pin, and then you'll click post comment. So again, you're going to click on comment on the map, and then drag the pin to the correct location, click yes once it's there, type your comment, select your category, and then click post comment. If you have any technical difficulties, please text us or send us messages via the chat. That can be on Zoom or YouTube. You can also support comments you agree with that you see on the left-hand side. So if you see something, you're like, oh, I would love a restroom here actually as well, you can support it by clicking that button. And we can see kind of which comments are getting a lot of traction. So at this point, we can go to courb.co/P2 and click on map, the map tab. And the link will be dropped in the chat. And I'm actually going to send you right to it. So for those of you on Zoom, I've just sent you a link. Go ahead and click on it, and that will take you straight to the map. And once you get to the map, if you would like to access the map in Spanish, click in the bottom right corner where it says English, and you can choose your language there. You can zoom in and you can zoom out to place your pins. But for folks who are on YouTube and Zoom, go ahead and go to the map and place your pins. So it looks like we already have a couple pins. Eddie said, Woodland Park is nice, but crossing I-45 Bayou can be a little scary. Ooh. So that's this one. Also would be nice to have easier route connection to Moody Park. All right, I like it. I'm going to support it. And if you have your favorite park that you want to tell us your story about, please go ahead and drop your pin and tell us more about it. All right, just as a heads up, there's a bit of a lag on the YouTube videos, so we may need to give folks a second to hop onto the map since they're still catching up. All right. Okay. I think while we wait for folks to catch up, I can kind of walk us through some of the comments that we've seen. So Eddie says Jenkins Garden is nice splash of color when you go past. That's great. Nice ponds and views from hill, but it is a bit difficult to get to. Would be nice to have connection to Hidalgo Park or other bayou lookouts. There's a lot of comments here about connections. So that's really interesting to see. Are folks on Zoom able to join? All right. Oh, okay, we got a comment from Ray. This might be a cool place for a park. Let's zoom in a little bit. Awesome, thank you for that, Ray. That's near-ish to Hog Park. Great. And near Eddie's comment about Woodland Park. All right, let me zoom out. I'll give folks just a couple more minutes to keep adding pins. All right, we have a comment from Jorge. I love the Lionel Castillo Community Center and the trail connection to White Oaks Bayou. It is the heart of the community and we visit it often. There's a cool selfie sculpture with the downtown skyline in the background. Great tip. Thank you for that, Jorge. Keep the comments coming. There's no connection from the Groves Trail System to Atascocita Park. That is a really important part of the Parks and Trails Plan. We definitely want to talk about connections between parks, connections between community assets, and how the trails can play a vital role in the community for that. So thank you for that, Gonzalo. All right, and do this for just a few more minutes to give folks a chance to share their comments and their stories on this map.
Hey, Mayu, we just had a comment in the chat as well from Luna Singleton that brought up the need for more dog parks in areas where there are multifamily buildings.
Thanks, Zach, and thank you, Luna. Absolutely, we'll make sure to note that in our notes as well. And if people are having a hard time with the interface to the map, you can post on the chat and we'll make sure to record that for you. We have a comment from Lisa that says, connect to the Black Page Brewing Company, Woodland Park, and White Oak Bayou Greenway with a trail. Thank you for that, Lisa. 2 supporters.
And you know, we'll also be having this map up for a while, so maybe Maya just let folks know if you can't get all your comments in tonight, when is the cutoff to get comments on this map?
There is no set comment, but we do ask that if you want it to have be included in the notes for the meeting, that you have something on the map by the close of business tomorrow.
Awesome, thanks.
Great, and we are getting like a flood of comments now, so it seems like there was a bit of a delay on Co-Urbanize's end as well. But I'll give folks a couple more minutes before we transition to questions and Q&A. There's also a comment from Katie. The Pasadena Healthy Parks Plan calls for a trails connection between Armand Bayou and Bayfront parks like El Jardín Beach. So that is, it's loading. That's down here in Pasadena. Great. I see on the YouTube chat that folks are still trying to access. But I think at this time, folks should feel free to keep adding things to the map, but I will switch over back to the slides and jump into questions. If you have any questions, please ask them using the YouTube chat function, or you can use the Q&A function in Zoom. So let's see, and let me make sure the moderators on the YouTube channel, if you can make sure to transfer the questions to us, that'd be great. Right now, we don't have any questions yet, so I'll give a couple minutes for folks to ask questions. All right. There are no questions yet. Give me 1 second.
We just had a comment from Jessica to folks on Zoom that folks are appreciating that this has been organized bilingually, and so definitely want to make sure that we're creating accessible opportunities for folks to engage in this project, and appreciate that comment for sure, and it's something that we're certainly considering when we're moving into other engagement activities as well. Thanks.
No comments yet, but just to call out a few more of the comments that have been placed on the map. We have continuing a number of comments about connections and making it easier to get into parks. We keep seeing quite a bit of that. We see some comments about the possibility of expanding the current skate park at Eastwood Park. You know, a lot of people who are really interested in the ways that paths and sidewalks will help tie their parks together with other neighborhood amenities like stores or schools or longer trail systems as well. So they're all great comments.
Great.
So Luna Singleton has a question in our Zoom about getting involved. What other engagement activities will there be? So that's a question maybe Maya could take.
Sure, yeah. So we are going to be having a walking tour in the next month as we finalize the list of the priority parks. And we also have a community planners program where people are welcome, residents of Precinct 2 are welcome to be part of the planning process. And for that, we'll be consulting residents about goals and objectives for the plan, the priority parks plan, and the recommendations that we're making for amenities and programs. So if you would like to be more involved, definitely let us know. I have my contact information at the end of these slides. But you can also go to the website to go to the contact tab and subscribe for updates on both the co-urbanized site and our main website, which is www.precinct2parksandtrails.com.
Just one
There's
other comment that we got on the YouTube from Rebecca Abusanu saying that thanks for the interactive session. I need to leave now, but hope that Bill Crowley Park can have a splash pad one day. There are no public pools in the area, so a splash pad would be awesome. Would be nice. Great. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in my use, so let's wrap up a little bit early, give folks a few minutes back on their Tuesday night. But thanks so much for being a part of this. Mayu's just going to do a little bit of wrap up for us, give you some contact information if there's anything else that y'all want to connect with us on, ask questions about, or get involved. So I'll pass it back over.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. And before we say goodbye, I'd like to thank the artists, Stelina Villarreal and Deborah D.E.E.P MOUTON for their performance tonight. And also big thanks and congratulations to Valerie Sorto, Edgar Reyes, and Sergio Rodriguez for their Photo Voice Awards. So thanks everyone. Please stay involved. Go to our website, click on contact, and subscribe for updates. And 6 lucky winners who took the public survey have been selected to win $50. So keep an eye out on your inbox. And thanks again and good night.
Thanks, and Mayu. Just go ahead and advance to the last slide so folks have the contact info. That's good.
Yep, and folks should feel free to contact me via email.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Maya.
Katie, my controls are not working. Could you go ahead and end the meeting if possible? Oh my God.